My name is Sam. Welcome back to Booksmart. Dude, we're back, bro. We're back. You know, had to leave for a bit, had to get some therapy, bro. All these L's, man, all these L's have been getting to my mental health. Had to get some therapy. Had to talk to somebody about it, bro. Had to talk to somebody about these L's. So let's get right into it. Let's lose some more so I can go back to therapy. So let's get right into this. Jaren Jackson Jr. in the NBA. We're going to go over 21.5 points at -108 on FanDuel. Utah, they're going to be without Lauri Markkanen down low tonight. So it's only going to be Walker Kessler as one of the twin towers there in Utah. Jaren, I think he's going to be able to take advantage of this with no Lauri down there. And even with Markkanen in the lineup for Utah, they've given up the most points per game to front courts. I believe 78.6, 78 point something to front courts this season. Jaren has only hit this in 2 of the past 5 games, but I see this as a great bounce back spot for him. A team that Utah, that they give up the 5th most free throw attempts per game to front courts, and in 3 of the past 5 games, Jaren has had double-digit free throw attempts. So I see a lot of attacking from Jaren Jackson Jr. I see a lot of free throw attempts, and I see a lot of easy baskets down low for him just because of the lack of size. So give me Jaren Jackson Jr. over 21.5 points versus the Utah Jazz. And this one been hella intriguing, dude. The Orlando Magic 9.5 versus the Washington Wizards. So I look at this early in the morning. This thing's at 11. I'm like, hey, maybe I'll take Washington because of what they've been doing on the road. Then this thing, drops to 10. I'm like, okay, that's a little interesting. I just kind of took a little peek at it. I was like, all right, 10's kind of interesting. Then this thing drops to 9.5. And at that point, I'm like, I got to take the Orlando Magic here just because of what they've been able to do at home in the past 5 games. They're 5-0 ATS at home in the past 5 games. They and I know Washington is 4-1 on the road in their past 5 games, but look at what Orlando's been able to do at home. They beat Boston by 17 points. 6 of their 9 home games this season, they have beaten their opponents by double digits, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. The one team that they beat at home that wasn't by double digits was the Denver Nuggets, and that makes sense. You're playing Washington. I know they've been better on the road. This is Orlando, though. Orlando, if I'm going to trust one of these teams against the spread, I'm sorry, I know they're both good against the spread, but if I'm going to trust one of these teams, it's going to be Orlando because they've been consistent all season long. I believe they're 14-3 or something like that, 14-3 against the spread. They've been absolutely they've been dominating against the spread, especially at home. I'm riding with them. I would play this. I'd play this to 10.5. So give me the Orlando Magic here, 9.5 versus the Washington Wizards. And with our last pick, we're going to the NHL, which is pretty damn slim pickings tonight in the NHL. Only 3 games, but that's all right. We're going Cole Caulfield over 3.5 shots on goal. You got to pay up some juice for this. I know. Is a guy that just had only 1 shot on goal versus the LA Kings the other night. He's only hit this in 2 of the past 5 games, and you got to pay up juice for a guy like that. Doesn't make much sense, but the competition, it does make sense. Playing up against the Columbus Blue Jackets, which this team, I mean, defense is a foreign concept. It's a foreign language. You got to get Rosetta Stone to teach these Columbus Blue Jackets defensemen how to defend. They don't know how. They don't know. They just don't know. And someone's got to teach it to them. And they're giving up 34.7 shots against through 65-on-5 in the month of November. It's been bad. It's been bad defense. Last time Cole Caulfield played this team back in October, he had 8 shots on goal, which was a tied for a season high. So he's gonna dominate, dude. He's gonna dominate. It's a great bounce back spot for him. He's had 4 days off, and last time he had 4 days off, he came back and had 5 shots on goal. And I see that same thing repeating tonight. He's gonna come in, have about 5 shots on goal. Maybe he barely gets 4, but I think he's gonna get 5 in this game up against this terrible Blue Jackets defense. A lot of goals. Maybe we see overtime and he gets more shots in overtime, but I don't think it's even going to take OT for this guy to cross this mark. Even paying up the juice, I like it. So give me Cole Caulfield here over 3.5 shots on goal versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. That Magic 9.5 though is really, really interesting though, man. That's really seducing me, bro. That one's really sucking me in. I mean, you could have, you know what I mean? If a kidnapper trying to get me, dude, which why would he? But like, if a kidnapper was trying to get me, dude, like you ain't gotta you know, like a lot of times it's like, hey, like I got some gushers, you know, like come to the back of my car, I got some gushers and a puppy or something. For me, I'm not gonna fall for any of that shit, but I would fall for, you know, if a guy was like, hey bro, I got the Magic 9.5 in the trunk, go check it out. I'd probably go back there, and then he's all, I mean, I'm all his at that point. You know what I mean? I'm heading back there. He can take me to wherever he wants to go. If he tells me that he's got the Magic 9.5 in his trunk, bro, you know that I'm going back there. But you know what? We'll see what happens though. I'm loving Orlando in this game. We'll see what happens. But this has been Booksmart, and I'll talk to you guys later.